Shout out my guy David Ferrer for all of us short kings out there. Oh my gosh, dude, that guy was so fun to watch, and it was also so heartbreaking for us too to watch him just get totally dogged by Nadal every single time they played.
Boys are back. Boys are back in town. We welcome you to a new episode of TWI. I'm your host, Dyke. We got an unreal crew starting at the bottom. Our league leader, we got Matt Hokinson. Above him, we got Eric P. He's down bad. Above him, we got Jared. Above him, we got Stevie. Big Bet Barter on the top. And we welcome you to our feature match of the week. We got Daniil Medvedev and Felix Auger Aliassime playing in the semifinals of Qatar. Going with our most beloved players for our topic this week. Stevie, why don't you start us off this week? Who's your most beloved tennis player on tour here?
I'll go with Alcaraz. I don't think there's anyone more fun to watch than Alcaraz right now. He's just like super exciting. He might be the only guy that's probably able to compete with Djokovic on a consistent level. So yeah, he's definitely my number one. And honorable mention Dominic Thiem, but he's kind of sliding right now. So we'll let somebody else have him.
Yeah. And he got a big win today against Fabio Fognini. I'm betting against Alcaraz right now for him not to win the Rio Open. So we'll see what happens there. But
how dare you?
Big Bet Barter, who's your favorite tennis player?
Well, I'll tell you who it's not. It's definitely not Simona Halep. I established that last week.
Oh my god, back-to-back weeks, this guy.
We can't get over this.
Yeah, oh my god.
Scarred. So is she, though.
It's a big scar.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my god.
I'm going to say the most beloved player is also the most hated, and that's Nick Kyrgios. He's definitely the most beloved of passive tennis fans that are there just for the highlights. And just because he's the most hated doesn't mean he can't be the most beloved. He's bringing eyes to the sport. He was episode number 1 of Breakpoint. That's special. We'll see if the Breakpoint curse holds. But I think he'll show up at a few tournaments this year and make a run again. Hopefully he makes another deep run like he did at Wimbledon. I think that's like good for the game. He's a great story. And I love what Breakpoint brought for him too, with just like his story and like hearing more about the background and everyone seeing more of like the human side of Nick Kyrgios, because I think he can really be someone to root for, even outside of his antics.
I want to double down on that because he is definitely the person that I thought of as well as one of my favorite players or most beloved players. Maybe not favorite players, because he does all these antics, and getting to watch him in person with you, Bart, at the U.S. Open last year was electric. But most recently, he was on Impulsive with Logan Paul and their crew, and he had an electric interview. It was really, really good. About an hour long. He fit right in with the guys and talked about his story, a little bit of a different light. So I like that backstory. So I'm hopping on the Kyrgios bandwagon as well. Jared, you're up next. Who's your most beloved player?
Yeah. Oh, I just kind of wanted to piggyback off of what Carter mentioned about how, because I love Nick Kyrgios, and I think that there's something to be said about guys. You get kind of endeared with a player when you feel like you get to know them better, right? And you see them in the context outside of the tennis world, or even just getting to know their day-to-day life. And so that Breakpoint docuseries, and what you talked about, Ike, with seeing them live too, I was kind of building on that. When I went to the Western and Southern, I got to get up close and personal with Gael Monfils after a match. And first of all, he's probably one of my favorite players to begin with, just because he has great crowd interaction. He brings the energy. He's so much fun. He just has a good sense of humor. And he's an absolute grinder. So he was probably up there anyway. But then after he came off the court, I had my phone out, and he walked in and just willingly took a quick selfie with me. And just something about that makes him more – and that personal side of things makes it more easy to root for him. So I think right now, Gael Monfils is probably my favorite player on tour, even though we haven't heard from him as much lately. He's just such a fun guy and seems so genuine that he's probably the one I root for the most.
He's an Iron Man too. He's been around the ATP for a long time. Pretty admirable too.
Yeah. In the interview with Logan Paul, both Kyrgios and Logan Paul said there was one particular time that they will never take pictures with fans. Can you guys guess when that time is?
In the bathroom.
They said at dinner. They're like, no,
At dinner.
They hate getting asked for pictures at dinner. So
Speaking of the bathroom, Carter, that reminds me of when I was at the Western and Southern too, and you mentioned Fognini earlier. I walked into the bathroom. I was watching him, and then I kind of saw him get herded off the court by the little security team. I walk into the bathroom, and he's in there, and the public restroom, just at the urinal, surrounded by his security team. And so they just had him using like the public bathroom. So everybody in there was like, didn't know what to do because you're not going to take a picture of the guy, you know, like in the bathroom.
That's why I brought it up there.
Yeah, so I was like, I like stood there and I was like, oh, that's Fognini. I didn't know how to react. That was
Eric,
great.
you're down bad.
I am down bad. I love Roger Federer. A little surprised that he hasn't been mentioned yet, but I love him. I also have grown attached to a couple of just randy dudes that who knows show up once in 10 years maybe, but give me Alexander Dolgopolov.
The dog.
Yeah. My guy is 5'8" or so, and so I got to root for my guys that are around my height. Number one. Give me Feliciano Lopez, just because he's so old that you can't not root for him. Those are my three.
He just
Pretty
threw out
good
a
three.
tweet on Twitter saying he needed a random hookup for doubles. He's tweeting crowdsourcing essentially. But
Eric will hit
That's
him
so
up.
funny.
Pretty soon you'll see Eric P with Feliciano out there.
You should hit him up. Matt, what about you?
I think of all time for me, it's definitely Leighton Hewitt. I remember being a little kid watching him just like be a spaz on court and just bring the energy, and then him inevitably losing every final in 4 sets to Federer or Djokovic. But I think right now I really like Ben Shelton. I think that I had no idea who he was until I watched a little bit of the national championship. Watched Florida play, and I believe he has a clinching match as well. So I watched that, but other than that, I had no idea who he was. But he's so exciting, such a big game, lefty, and I think that he could still. He's only 19 years old. He could still potentially grow and fill out. I think he's going to be like so sweet to watch, and I think unlike a lot of the other Americans, I think he brings like a little bit more flair, and I think if they really dig into his personality, I think that he could really be like more kind of like Roddick, where you can, I don't know, the fans can get more behind him versus guys like, Query and Steve Johnson, Isner, guys who are kind of more, I don't know, boring, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. 100%.
That's a good point. Honorable mention all time for me would have to be Andy Roddick.
Yeah, for sure.
And, honorable mention right now, probably close to it, is maybe FAA, our guy that we're betting on today.
Yeah.
Felix was climbing that list for me. I really like watching him play. I really like him.
I want to make a comment all the way back to what you said about Curious and Impulsive, Isaac.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was on Impulsive or if this was in another recent interview. I'm pretty sure it was Impulsive, but they pulled up the video of Curious when he like throws the water bottle at the like line judges or the chair umpires stand. And he's like, "Oh, it slipped out of my hand. I can't help it. It's my hand's sweaty. It slipped." And they like called him out about it. And he's like, "Yeah, like it happens. Like it slipped." He just like stayed in character. It was hilarious.
Well, I do want to reflect on last week for our betting. Matt, you had a great bet. 28.50, got some positive odds there. You're leading the league. I also am now named Big Bet Ike. And Big Bet Barter is going to get demoted pretty soon because not a lot of big bets over there, and it's been 6 weeks, Bart.
Minus 20, 20, 10, 20. None of them $30 losses. Sounds like you're really making big bets.
Hey, no, I make big bets when they count.
He makes
Been
big bets that hit.
Famous last words. Let's see how these next few weeks go.
His bet is bigger than it looks.
Yeah, he's a grower, not a shower with his bets.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our feature match of the week. We got Daniil Medvedev and Felix Auger Aliassime, the 2 and 3 seed of this tournament. And one kind of noteworthy thing is Felix Auger Aliassime has never beaten Daniil Medvedev. They've played 5 times, so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in this matchup because Auger Aliassime is playing well, and I would say Medvedev is probably playing a little bit under kind of his capabilities. He used to be the number 1 player in the world, but he's still playing, top 10 tennis. So I'm going to get into the betting. I'll start her off this week. I think this is going to be a really close matchup. I think this is definitely going to go to 3 sets. I'm not going to do a third set bet or anything like that. I'm going to take the over on tiebreaks. I'm at 0.5. It's at plus 125. I'm going to put a $20 bet on this one. I think this is going to be a dogfight this week. So I can expect at least 1 tiebreak for sure. So we got a $20 bet to win 25. Big bet barter. What's your bet for the week?
Man, okay. Well, Medvedev's up 5-0 head-to-head, but I think Aliassime's got a little bit more momentum over the last few months. He's playing well, ended off 2020 really well. Medvedev's slowing down. The big Russian, I was reading the Wall Street Journal this morning, and I saw that U.S. picked up on some intelligence that China might be supplying arms to Russia, but not enough for Medvedev. That's what I'm saying. Aliassime's going to take it. He's going to take it. I want to say he's going to take it in 2 sets, but I'm just going to go Felix, $30 money line.
Wow.
Right. And the odds did switch since I sent that screenshot. So you got plus 200, and you're putting a $30 bet down. So we got 30 to win 60 here for that one. Stevie, no wonder you're up next in our betting lineup.
We're cold, boys. I need a winner after last week, and I don't know what the hell to do here, to be honest with you. I was hoping one of you guys was going to give me something convincing enough that I was going to ride along, but I didn't hear it. But I'm going to go. I think this is going to be tight as well. I'm with you, Ike. Medvedev last match was kind of shaky. Felix is playing pretty well. I don't know if he gets the win, but I do think he takes it to a 3rd set. So I'm just going to take over 2.5 sets. Plus 145.
Yep. How much do you want to put
We'll
forward?
We'll do 20.
All right. We got $20 to win 29. Over 2.5 sets for Stevie. Jared, what's up?
I mean, as a tennis fan, I want this one to be close. These are 2 guys that I really enjoy watching. I agree that I think it will be close. I wanted to. That total games line was looking really appealing, trying to maybe bet the over on games. But I'm actually going to jump down and take a little bit of a chance at this one here. I'm going to go down to the set betting, and I'm going to bet that FAA wins 2-1 at plus 510 odds. I like that number right there. So 2 sets to 1 FAA, and I'm going to put $10 on that.
We got 10 to win 51 for Jared there.
Wow.
Eric P., you're next in the betting lineup.
Yeah, we have continued the cold streak. And last week, I bet on Mr. Tsitsipas. Never a good choice. I think my odds were at minus 460 or something like that. And he got smoked in straights. In any case, this week I'm not going to bet on the favorite. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. Hopefully, I'll stick with the theme of having it be a close match. So FAA is going to cover the game spread. So he is. I think he's going to lose, but he's going to do it by less than 4.5 games. So I'm going to take plus 4.5 FAA game spread at minus 265 odds, and I'm going to put 20 on that.
Wow.
You got $20 to win 760. And your odds last week were not minus 460 there or minus 420.
Oh, yeah. How could I forget?
And last but not least, Matt Hokinson, what's your bet?
Question. So I didn't look on the app. Is there an exact score bet available for the first set?
There
Yeah,
is.
it should be. The first set usually does.
Okay. I am going to put, I think this is going to be extremely tight, and I am anticipating 12 straight holds. So I am going to go with 7-6 on the first set. Do I have to pick a winner, or is it just a score?
Gotta
Yeah,
pick a
I see
winner.
it. I see it here. So set
Okay.
offers, correct score, first set.
Oh, yep.
7-6 to who do you think is going to win the set?
Oh, boy. Medvedev.
So Medvedev is plus 650
Yeah.
for that. How much?
Yeah.
you
I'm going to
put
go $10.
All right. So we got $10 to win 65 for Matt.
Yeah.
The highest odds for you, Matt, there on your bet.
Yeah. I got a little bit of money to play around with, and I don't know. I'm not going to do the 30 bets, but yeah, good hit last week, and see if we can take control of the league.
Yeah,
All
that's a
right.
low risk, high reward bet. That's what we do.
Yeah.
All right. That'll conclude our betting for the week.